Okay, in this recording, we're going to be going over the Word worksheet and Excel workbook for 1-2-2. We're going to be going over some stuff that you've already done a little bit in 1-1-2, and now we're doing 1-2-1 rather. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we'll get started. So this is a part that you've already done in the last topic where we were looking at the number of bins and the intervals, so on and so forth. And so these numbers, if you've already worked on the worksheet, the 1-1-2 worksheet, these are the exact same numbers. And so you can check your work. This is the correct answers from that. And we're just going to go ahead and look at how to graphically represent that. And then once again, these are the exact same numbers from the previous worksheet. And so you can fill all this out again exactly, how you did it the first time. If you already did it correctly the first time, you're great. If not, fill it out correctly this time. And the whole point of what we're doing right now is to look at, how to graphically represent this stuff. Okay, so what we have here is we have a total of 5 different classes, and we did the 2 to the k is greater than n rule to say, hey, 2 raised to the 5th is what is that, 32, which is greater than the 20 observations that are here. And so then we found the max minus the min, and so that's 82 minus 52, so that's 30. So that means that we should have classes of 6, because 30 divided by 30 divided by 5 is going to be 6. And so intervals of 6 and 5 classes with intervals of 6. So what we did is we set the class limits, and we went through and we found, okay, how many are in each one. Then we found the relative frequency and cumulative frequency, just like what you did in the last worksheet. So now what we're going to do is we're going to draw a histogram. So we've got our classes, and what we're going to do here is we're going to just write out for down here, we're going to do 52, 58, 74, or 64 rather, and then 70, 76, and 82. And so we're going to do let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see here. Yep, there's nothing that is more than 10. So we've got our first class, which is 52 to 58, and we have a total of 2 observations. So you can print this out and do it by hand. You're not turning this stuff in. It's just for you to be able to, do this. So we are going to do, we really should have started at 0, sorry. There we go. So there are a total of 2 observations there. Okay, and then 58 to 64 right there. Let's just Control C. How many observations are there? There are 1 observations. Okay. So we've got 1 observation there. Okay, then we're going to 64 to 70. We've got 1 observation at 64 to 70. These are, so we got 64 to 70, 1 observation, and then 70 to 76, we've got 9 observations. So 9 observations there. Okay. And then last but not least, we've got 76 to 82. And we've got 7 observations there. And these aren't perfect. We use Excel to make it perfect. This is just an opportunity for you to do it by hand to see how it works. And so this is a histogram. The really important thing about that is there is no gap between here. Okay, so 52 to 82, there's no gap in between each of these, and that's the big difference between a bar chart and a histogram. A histogram, there's no gaps. Bar charts, there are gaps. Okay, so like for instance, if we're looking at 5 different types of dogs. You've got a Schnauzer, you've got a Sheltie, you've got a Pug, you've got different types of dogs, and you had, the counts of different types of dogs. Each of those different types of dogs would be discrete dogs, and so therefore they wouldn't be touching; they would be separate. There we go. So coming down here, you do the same exact thing, put it right there. Now what we're going to do is we are going to do the histogram for an ideal temperature. Okay, we're going to do a frequency polygon. And so I'm going to do a frequency polygon right here so you can kind of see how it's done. So we're going to insert let's see here. So you technically start at 0, then you go to the midpoints, and we're going to, yeah, that looks good. Shape outline, weight. Okay. And then you go to the next midpoint. Let's see if we can, yep, the next midpoint. Then you go to the next midpoint. Oops. Okay, and so this right here is a frequency polygon. Like too much. There we go. Okay, and last but not least, technically this goes down to 0. And then if you wanted to, you could do 88 right there. And so the whole point of a polygon technically is it does touch the x-axis on both of them, because there are 0 observations here and there are 0 observations before the 52 as well. And so that's a frequency polygon. Like I said, right now you're just drawing it by hand. In Excel, it's a lot easier to do it, being much more precise. And so if you were to do it like this, let's see here. There we go, Control C. And then come down here. And now we've got the frequency. I'm not sure that it's going to match up perfectly with this. Those classes are probably going to be a little bit off, a little bit different. So when we draw the frequency polygons together, the whole point of them is that with frequency polygons, you can put them one over the top of one another. And so you're going to be doing that for the ideal temperatures. And then coming down here, same thing, find the frequency table, make a histogram of the GPA of freshmen, and then make a frequency polygon for the GPA of freshmen, and then add the frequency polygon for the GPA of juniors, sophomores, then juniors, and then this last one is supposed to say seniors. Okay. And so, yeah, that's basically what you're doing in this.